It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Here comes Philip Dorsett now to return it. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their now third-year QB, the number 1 overall pick back in 2015. From Florida State, it's Jameis Winston.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The rookie from UCLA, Tech McKinley. And it'll be a 2nd and long. This is a nice little stretch he's putting together. Remember, 3 sacks last week.
And now he's off to the races in this game because he thinks, okay, that's the start of something big because he's in a zone. He's locked in. So offensively, you've got to occupy him. Maybe even run the ball at him as opposed to passing it so he can't just pin his ears back and rush the quarterback.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Going up top. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. And the offense on the field for the first time today, and they were high-powered a week ago.
And they're beginning to believe that they've established a groove. They expect those type of performances each and every week. Running it, throwing it, they're precise.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. The rookie from UCLA, Tech McKinley. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Now the 6-year man from Cal, Brian Anger, on to kick. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. Oh, the Falcons fly in and they block it. Special teams putting a mark on this game early. Opening drive, block punt.
And for one team, it's a good mark, and for the other, not so good. And this is why special teams coaches are like designated hitters to me. They don't get very many opportunities. They need to maximize when it comes their way. And as we just said, one of them did.
Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs, so a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Looking to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. It's their quarterback taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Falcons have taken the early lead.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. And the defense comes onto the field for the first time, and it is a unit that struggled a week ago.
So they're looking for a fast start, Brandon. Can they create a turnover early? Can they take the ball away? That's what this unit's looking for to get back on the beam.
The first carry now for Doug Martin. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. First down, here's the run with Martin. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
This one complete to Doug Martin. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A very solid gain of 27.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They run the counter with Martin. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for a loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, It's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Let's go.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Freeman with a fast feet, and he is leveled. Knocked down hard. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Let's go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a second down. Seven yards to go on second down. It's a give to Freeman running right. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Let's go.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And Freeman lost the football, but the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
So after nearly turning it over, new life here for the offense on second down.
Let's go.
They'll drop to throw. And some space here. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 7 yards on the play. And that'll lead here to a third down. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third.
Let's go.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to fire one deep. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darius Butler. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That's an experienced DB picking off a rookie, and you know sometimes those experienced DBs, they love going against the young pups, don't they?
And I go back to the offseason, had a quick conversation with him about, hey, when you play younger quarterbacks, what's it like for you? And he says it's like being a boxer. I give him a lot of different angles, a lot of different looks, and a lot of times I just bait the young guy.
And there he baited him right into the interception. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
The numbers on the ground for Martin a week ago. 18 carries, 87 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
Philip Dorsett holds it in. A good pickup there at 20 yards. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Winston with a give to Martin. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Jameis now on first down. Over the middle to Evans. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The numbers for Evans a week ago. 6 catches, 66 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Well, he had 2 sacks earlier. Now he has 4 total tackles for a loss after that play.
Well, they obviously have to do a better job trying to block him. But short of that, you know what the quarterback has to do? Make sure he doesn't hand it to him when he's back there thinking he's one of his own guys. His quickness, his suddenness, his speed getting into the offense's backfield has been something else in this game.
They'll run here with Sims. A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, that's Sims. So we played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. It's a close game here early on. We'll return to Tampa after this message. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And Folk's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Andre Roberts now to return it. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Robert Ayers in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A big hit. Knocked out sideways, right at the line of scrimmage. Matt Bosher, 7th-year man from Miami, on to punt. Back deep is Phillip Dorsett. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, you're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They run again on 1st down. Martin. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
So the false start will back them up 5.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Second down, Winston. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made. No grounding. On 3rd down, Winston. Drops it off to Martin. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking 1st down.
Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Again, they run with Sims. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Bucs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing, Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Here's Brian Anger now. On for his second punt, and remember, his first one was blocked. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. Second quarter, a guy like him, no catches, so that's the surprising part. But they're winning, so maybe they've been able to do some other things effectively, I guess.
And they found other ways, haven't they? Because the receivers will tell you, offense needs to run through us, but they're managing to get it done in this ball game without having to actually do that. I wouldn't expect them to stay silent for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you got to think that his first catch is coming at some point. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember when playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
The intended receiver there was Jonnu Smith, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here's Dorsett. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So out come the Bucs now. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
And this one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Winston gives to Martin on the draw. And down he'll go at the 25. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Jameis to throw it. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. On 2nd down, Martin. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. From the gun, Winston. Taking a shot for Samuel. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bucs are able to strike for 6. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And I never played quarterback, but I'm thinking as a quarterback, you're a little bit into the game now, second quarter, you're losing, you're not playing well. Probably feels like a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Certainly does, but it's something that quarterbacks have to be used to because they're always carrying around that weight. So how do they adjust the weight? How do they make it work for them? How do they work against it? That's what we're going to find out going forward.
Yeah, he'll be trying to get all that weight off his shoulders here on this drive. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Let's go! 58!
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Let's go! 58!
They'll set up a throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's brought down. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Coming up at halftime, remember, we'll get you out to Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of this first half. That is, of course, unless you decide to skip him.
And for the record, we do not encourage that.
of the gun. They'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Out of the gun now on third down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10.
It's good to be the kicker for the top offense in the NFL, and Matt Bryant was that in 2016. Led the league in scoring with 158 points, but boy, does Atlanta find him valuable. So dependable and clutch.
And he's been valuable in this league for a while. Hard to believe he's been around since 2002. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. First down, Winston. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Winston now to throw on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Ten yards still left on second down. Working out of the gun, Winston. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The Bucs on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. To the air again with Winston. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Getting set to go again on offense. We get a peek at Julio Jones now. You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards, obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, you know, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brent Grimes. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked him.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. Now a play fake here on first down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Philip Dorsett hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And he knocks it through. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Buccaneers are happy to be sitting in the locker room with a lead. The Falcons just want to come out after the half and claw their way back into the game. All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. Set up now, 3rd and 7. He'll go with the run here, and he'll go in from 7 yards out as they get out to a 7-0 lead. Bucs with the ball midway through the second. Samuel's got nobody around him on the deep pass. And this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. Bucs on top by 6. Falcons with the ball, final seconds of the half. The hurry throw would be picked off. It's Grimes making the play to get his defense off the field. Now looking to take advantage after the turnover. Dorsett's by himself here, and it leads to a touchdown. Buccaneers push the lead to 10.
Okay, Larry, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Let's go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw here. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Chris Baker, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And a loose football. And the Falcons say they have it. They do. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. His throw incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
He really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. He'll drop to throw. Incomplete.
Very difficult night for the guys on offense. They've got to be looking at each other in the huddle and on the sidelines. How are we going to find some open space to complete a pass and find open room to run? This defense all night long has squeezed down the passing lanes, made plays on the football. It's really been a thing of beauty for them. He's got to figure all day long prepping for the game. They had to have talked about it again and again.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Levante David able to get in there and drop him behind the line. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left. Roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Vick Beasley in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now a second down throw for Winston. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from second to third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Bucs on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Goes underneath to Martin. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. That leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They try to fire up the running game with Martin. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They run it again with Martin. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you go lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Martin. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The rookie from UCLA, Tech McKinley. And that'll bring up 4th down.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases. Whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Here's Brian Anger now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. Shows off the quick feet as he takes this one up to the 20. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Turn our focus to Doug Martin. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he gets going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on.
Pass interference. Defense.
And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
They'll run forward with Martin. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Here's Winston. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball, but he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Freeman at tailback. He's got it running left. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They look to throw here. They find some open field here. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Vick Beasley in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They run with Martin. He's been busy tonight. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. The Bucs on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. Winston. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. The first down throw for Winston. And Brix has it over the middle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Back to the ground, Martin. And he'll take this one down to the 36. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Drops it off to Martin. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
And here now come the Falcons. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And avoids the contact by sliding. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Coming left, it's Freeman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It's caught. Jones. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And now a critical extra point attempt here. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Now, that play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
To throw is Winston. That's to his running back, complete. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Atlanta now coming out on the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. The rookie picked off the rookie.
And guess what? They're pretty familiar with each other. It's not like when I was growing up and the dinosaurs were roaming the earth and you heard about a guy somewhere. Now they run into each other at camps, going through high school ball, recruiting, college games, all-star games, you name it. A lot more familiarity with each other.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They give to Martin. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Play fake to Martin. Now Jameis. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Grady Jarrett in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. From the gun, Winston. And the pressure gets to him again. Adrian Claymore in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this one is right down the middle. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know, the field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be second down.
Let's go. Move, 58. Move, 58.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Back to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And the defense lines up looking for one final stop.
And they will be playing for the pass in this situation, not expecting any type of a run.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Got to be careful here. They need to move quickly, but it's also 4th. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. And off comes to Martin. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Third down, it's Doug Martin. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. So the folks on hand here growing a little restless with their kicking game. That's now 2 misses so far.
And in a tight game, 4th quarter, the fans aren't the only ones getting restless, Brandon. There were a few looks of disbelief on that sideline as well.
Back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And with the clock ticking under 50 seconds now, he spikes it. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early, and then you kind of relax a little bit, to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
They'll get 23 yards there. And the Falcons are going to get a first. And he'll spike it with exactly 30 seconds now left on the clock. And on 2nd and 10 now. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner. Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it. And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance. Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Second down now after the pass completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. A beautiful spin and room to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. To throw, Winston. He's got a man, it's his fullback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more on that one, and another first down. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT. And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he? He did, and I appreciate it. They go play action here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
They run. Martin. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt. It helps out your defense with field position.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done. Now part 2. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Levante David in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
He took a hit on that last play. Now let's see how he and the offense respond on 2nd. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. They've got his man complete. A gain of 39 that time. They picked up a 1st down and a whole lot more. Forget about just looking for the sticks. They went well beyond the stick.
I know they were talking about guarding the sticks on defense. They didn't guard them very well. They got a big-time completion on a 3rd down. That's almost a backbreaker, isn't it? In overtime, every play's importance is magnified. And that one could turn out to be huge.
They'll set up a throw. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. He'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Winston. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So we will have a challenge here, and of course all challenge is critical in overtime, and this one, we remind you, comes from the booth.
Yeah, coaches, they don't even have the ability to challenge a call in overtime. As you mentioned, it does come from the booth, but let's face it, this is critical. Every time a challenge happens, it's a big deal, but in overtime, crucial.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Goes underneath to Martin. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major league kudos to them, because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Gotta be careful though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators would rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field. While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
Running right, this is Freeman. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. To throw here, and some room to maneuver. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
It's a give to Freeman running right. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to draw up something good here on 3rd and 13.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
It's a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down. I know there may be temptation to go for it here in overtime, but you have to punt the football.
I like how emphatic you are about it because I know the tendency is, as a player, let's go get this thing. You're actually telling your coach, come on, coach, we can get it. We have that play call. And the head coach has to remember, that play call likely isn't there. Punt the ball away. Punt it away. Be smart.
Trust your defense.
Trust them.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They start the drive with Martin. Gets it up past the 10 with a nice move. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Now Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And now the timeout comes in with just 1 second left in overtime. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. 3rd and long for Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. This one took us deep into the night, but in the end, after 5 quarters, we're unable to determine a winner.
Well, can I say it? I think it's a fair outcome with the kind of game that we had, pretty evenly matched. But here's where it gets tough. Because it was a night game, makes it much shorter on the turnaround, doesn't it? Especially for the visiting team.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we bid you good night from Tampa.